This is the first moment in history where one person with a laptop can out-earn an entire company.
AI is real, and it is going to change every industry.
Generative AI is on track to add up to $4.4 trillion a year to the global economy, according to McKinsey. And that number is a window into the biggest wealth shift of your lifetime.
The ability to use these tools is both fun and empowering.
And the people who step through it in the next 12 months are going to look back on this year as the year that everything changed for them. Let me tell you about a guy named Tony Dinh. He was a software engineer with a safe six-figure job at a big tech company. Good money, good title, the kind of job you're supposed to feel lucky to have. But he wanted to build his own thing, and so he walked away from it and started shipping tiny products that he built on his own, building in public where the whole internet could watch him either win or fall on his face. Then the AI wave hit, and he built a tool called Typing Mind. It's a faster, cleaner, more powerful way to use AI chat with a better interface and extra features that the heavy users really love. One specific problem with one clean solution. And here's the best part. He runs the entire business completely alone. No employees, no office, no team, just him and a laptop, often working while he travels the world. And that one tool pulls in over $130,000 a month. He posts his exact numbers in public, so it's not just a rumor. You can go and check for yourself. He didn't raise millions from different investors. He didn't hire 50 people. He found one expensive problem, pointed AI at it, and let the technology do most of the heavy lifting that he used to then build his whole company. That is the AI business model that is making millionaires right now. One person, one specific problem, AI doing the work of an entire team. Now, here's where your brain often goes and tries to fight. You're thinking, that's great, but Tony, he's a coder. I'm not technical. I can't build a tool like that. I wouldn't even know where to start. And this is where we got to relax, because we need to shift the thinking. The model is not about coding. Tony built a product, but the exact same model works as a service, and the service version doesn't need you to write a single line of code. You bring the relationships and you bring your judgment. AI does the work. You can deliver the work that used to take a whole agency for a handful of clients and keep the money because you don't have the team to pay. The tools have gotten so good that the only thing standing between you and this is a decision just to start. So let me show you exactly how it works step by step. If you've been here before, drop a hashtag Believe in the comments below so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Believe. Step one, pick one specific expensive problem. The biggest mistake people make is trying to help everybody with everything. They want to be a general AI consultant who does a little of this and a little of that. That never works. The money is in being laser specific. So Tony Dinh didn't build a tool that does 100 different things. He built one tool that solves one problem really well, making AI chat faster and easier for the people who live in it all day long. That's it. One specific painful problem that people pay real money already to solve. So your job is to find your version of that. Pick one type of person and one expensive headache that they might have right now. Maybe it's a small law firm when they need their client intake handled. Maybe it's a real estate agents who need their listings written up and their follow-up emails sent off. Maybe it's local restaurants that need their social media run, right? The key word is expensive. You want a problem where people are already spending money because that means the demand is already proven. You're not creating a brand new market. You're entering one that already exists and doing it faster and cheaper with AI. So here's a quick test to find your problem. Look at what businesses around you are already hiring people to do that is boring, that is repetitive, and that is time consuming. Writing product descriptions, answering the same customer questions over and over, editing videos, building simple reports, following up with leads. Every one of those is a task that AI can now do in a fraction of the time. And every one of those is something a business is already paying real money for. That is the opening for you. The line between what you do and who you serve has to be completely straight. When you try to serve everyone, you connect with no one. When you go all in on one specific person with one specific problem, then you become the obvious choice to work with. So before you go do anything else, get super clear on this. Who do you help and what's one expensive problem you do solve for them? Write it down in one sentence. If you can't say it in one sentence, you're still too broad. Keep narrowing down until it's sharp. Step 2, start high, not cheap. This is where so many entrepreneurs sabotage themselves. They think the way to start is to sell something cheap, a $20 ebook, a $50 mini course, a small digital download. And I'm telling you, that's the slow road to go to nowhere, right? When you sell cheap stuff, you need thousands and thousands of customers just to make a living. And finding thousands of customers takes a massive, expensive marketing machine that you don't have yet. So just switch the math. Go high ticket from day one. So let's look at how easy the numbers can get. So imagine you charge $2,000 a month to deliver an AI-powered service. You only need 4 clients to hit $96,000 a year. 4 clients. You can manage 4 clients from your kitchen table. Now picture 8 clients. And now you're nearly at $200,000 a year, still working alone. That's the power of starting high. A small number of clients who pay real money is 100 times easier to manage than a huge crowd of people who are paying you pennies. And high ticket does something else for you. People actually take it more seriously. When someone pays you $2,000 a month, they show up, they do the work, they get results, and they refer their friends. So don't be scared to charge what the work is worth. The AI does a lot of the heavy lifting on delivery, which means your margins are huge. You're not paying a team, you keep almost everything. But there's also one more reason why high ticket wins. With a small number of clients, you can give each one an incredible experience. You know their names, their businesses, their goals. You answer quickly, you over-deliver. That kind of care is impossible when you're just drowning in thousands of low-paying customers, and it's exactly what turns a client into somebody who stays for years and sends you everyone they know. So start high, serve a few people incredibly well, and let that fund everything you build next. Step number 3, let AI do the work a team used to do. So this is the engine that makes the whole thing run. The reason one person can now do what used to take 20 people is that AI handles most of the actual labor. So your job is to build a simple system where the machine does the repetitive work and you do the thinking. Run everything through 3 filters. First, eliminate. Look at your day and cut anything that actually doesn't move the needle forward. I used to write detailed notes for a group of mine that I later found out nobody ever read, so I cut it out completely. Be honest about what's just busy work. Second, automate. Anything repetitive, give it to AI. Turning a single long-form video into 20 short clips, transcribing every call so that you never lose an idea, drafting your outreach messages, writing your first drafts of your client work, organizing your research. AI can do all of that in minutes. Third, delegate. For a few things AI can't do and shouldn't do, you get help. You can hire a part-time assistant for 5 to 10 hours a week to start, so you learn to lead without the weight of having a full-time salary. When you stack these 3 things together, something pretty wild happens. You start delivering professional level work at a speed that looks impossible for your clients. They think you have a whole team behind you, and it's just you and your AI. Now let's look at a simple client. So say you land a client who needs 30 social media posts a month, a weekly newsletter, and all of their customer emails answered. A few years ago, that's 3 completely different hires. Today, you sit down with AI, you feed it their brain and their voice, and you generate first drafts of it all in an afternoon. You spend the rest of your time editing, adding a human touch, your taste, and making sure that it's excellent and you're proud of. The client sees agency level output. Your actual cost is a few dollars in AI and a couple hours of your undivided attention. And the gap here between what you can deliver and what you have to pay is where the millionaires are being made right now. Also, if you want to take real action after this video, I made a free worksheet just for you. It covers the top lessons from today, gives you space to write your biggest takeaways, and helps you build a simple action plan. It's 100% free. Just check the link in the description below to go grab it. I'll see you there. Step 4, build relationships, not an audience. So a lot of people think that you need to go viral first, right? You think you need 1 million followers before you can make money. So you spend a year chasing views and end up broke and burned out. You don't need a giant audience for this model to work. You just need the right relationship. So let me give you a model that I teach my movement maker clients. Make a list of 50 people who could each be worth 6 or 7 figures to your business. Not customers, connectors. People who already have the audience or the network that you really want to reach. I call it the Money 50 list. Then instead of asking them for anything, you give first. Invite them to be a guest on a simple show or podcast that you run. You record the conversation. You make them look great, and you build a real relationship. I've had clients build 7-figure businesses off of a channel with fewer than 50 targeted subscribers because they owned the relationships that mattered instead of chasing strangers and just views. And the give first move works because it changes your whole relationship dynamic. Everyone else is sliding into people's DMs and inboxes, asking for their time, their money, their attention, a favor. You show up often to make them look good and put a light on their story. You're the only one giving instead of taking at the start, and that makes it different and unforgettable for them. I had a client who did a version of this by simply offering free coaching on Instagram live just to show off what he knew. And in 2 weeks, he went from signing up 2 people to 55 in his high ticket program and scaled past $1 million in just a few months. He didn't have a huge following. He led with value and just let the right people come to him. So stop obsessing about your follower count. Pick a handful of people who can change your business, serve them, connect with them, and watch what happens. Quality relationships beats a giant audience every single time. Step number 5, stay lean on purpose. Here's something that nobody actually talks about. The goal is not to build the biggest company. The goal is to keep the most money and the most freedom. So when you grow a giant team, you create a giant set of problems as well, right? Payroll, management, drama, overhead. The whole magic of this AI model is that you can make a fortune while staying small. That's the freedom of this model. You get to design a business around the life you actually want. You don't need a fancy office. You don't need a perfect website. You don't need a finished logo or a big brand to begin. Multi-million-dollar businesses have been launched with none of that. What you need is one clear offer, AI doing a ton of the work, and a few great clients. Keep your costs near zero, keep your team tiny or non-existent, and let the technology be your leverage. Lean is not the limitation here. Lean is your entire advantage. Think about what that actually buys you. No to investors to answer to, no staff meetings, no rent, no payroll deadline hanging over your head every 2 weeks. When your costs are nearly nothing, you can survive a slow month. You can take a real risk. You can have a client who says no or is not a fit for you anymore because you're not desperate to cover this giant overhead. That freedom is its own special kind of wealth, and it's only possible because AI lets one person carry the load that used to need an entire team of employees. The smaller the machine is that you build, the more money you get to keep at the end of the day. Step 6, start before you're ready. Now, this is the one that actually decides who wins. You can know all of these 5 steps above and still do nothing because you're waiting to learn more, waiting for the perfect idea, waiting until you feel qualified. And while you wait, someone less talented than you is starting messy and figuring it out as they go. Tony Dinh didn't wait until everything was perfect. He left a safe, high-paying job and started shipping small products in public, one after another, learning from each one as he went. He didn't get it right on the first try. He kept going, and getting it going is what eventually got it right. So here's your assignment this week, not someday, this week. Pick your one problem, write down your one offer, and have one real conversation with one person who might pay you for it. That's the whole start. Not a website, not a logo, not a business plan, not more research, one offer and one conversation. The AI tools are sitting there right now, more powerful than anything a billion-dollar company had even just a few years ago. And they're free or nearly free for you to use today. The only thing missing is deciding to move. The window where this is wide open and uncrowded is right now. A year from now, a lot more people will have figured all of this out. The advantage belongs to the person who starts before it's obvious, and that person can be you. So the door's open right now, and it will not stay open forever. The people who win this won't be the ones with the most money or the best degree. They'll be the ones who actually started while everyone else was sitting around wondering if it was real. Pick one expensive problem, charge real money to solve it, let AI do the work of the team, build a few key relationships, and stay lean. You do not need permission and you do not need to feel ready because ready isn't real. You just need to start today, right where you are and with what you have. And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be. Believe. Now let's learn the 9 machines making people money this year. You don't need a huge team or fancy office to make money.
In starting the company, I had nothing. I had no income source.
You can do it with one of 9 simple machines. Right now, the U.S. Census Bureau counts 30.4 million one-person businesses in America with 0 employees, and together they pull in over $1.8 trillion a year. So while everyone is fighting for the same crowded online hustles, a small group of people are quietly buying simple machines nobody is talking about and turning them into a paycheck that never calls in sick. Let me tell you about a college kid named Zach Downey. So while he was studying at James Madison University, he got fed up that there was nowhere to grab a late night snack, so he decided to fix it himself. His very first idea was a pizza vending machine, and honestly, it flopped. He ran into regulatory roadblocks and dead ends, and most people would have quit right there. But Zach, He didn't quit, he just changed his machine. He noticed that people lose their minds over cotton candy at amusement parks and fairs and resorts, the kind of places packed with families already in a spending mood. So he bought automated cotton candy machines, the exact kind of robotic kiosk that lands #1 on this list, and he parked them right where the crowds already were. Here is what makes it work. It costs him about 30 cents in sugar to spin a cotton candy that sells for $5 to $10. And the little robot making it becomes a show that pulls people in all by itself. He didn't need a storefront or staff or a fancy business degree. He needed one machine and the right spot. Today, Zach is just 22 years old. He runs around 10 of these machines under his company, Distinctive Vending, and he's on track to pull in over $500,000 in revenue. A college experiment that started as a complete flop turned into a $500,000 a year business, all because he was willing to buy one simple machine and let it do the work for him. This is the entire promise of this video, and it's a lot less rare than you think. Now, here's what you might be thinking. You're thinking, these sound like weird little gimmicks, or that you need a fortune and some kind of degree or engineering just to understand and run one of them. You don't. Most of these machines that I'm going to show you cost less than a used car. Several are under $5,000, and they're built to run with almost no staff and almost no skill. The whole game here is owning an asset that keeps working whether you show up or not. And I want you to run your business as if you were to get hit by a bus tomorrow. The machine keeps making money without you even being there. Don't get hit by a bus. So that's the difference between a real job and real wealth. So let me show you 9 machines that are quietly making regular people rich this year, counting down to my personal #1 favorite. Business number 9, the Fleet Saver. First up is the biggest one, a mobile tire retreading unit. This is a self-contained little factory that lives inside a commercial van or a shipping container. It cleans up old commercial truck tire casings, lays on fresh layers of rubber, and heat cures a brand new tread right there on site. So instead of a trucking company hauling worn out tires across the state to some central plant and losing days of expensive downtime, you drive the machine straight to them and fix it in their own yard. Now, yes, this one has the highest barrier on the list, starting around $25,000 to get started. So it's not the first thing you go and buy on day one, probably, but here's why it's worth knowing about anyway and why nobody's talking about it. It runs on high-ticket business-to-business contracts with trucking fleets and city transit agencies, the kind of clients who pay on time and stick around for years because you are saving them serious money and serious headaches. One machine, a handful of fleet contracts, and you've built a recession-proof income that has absolutely nothing to do with chasing strangers on the internet, right? There are millions of commercial trucks on the road and barely anyone serving them this way. So the demand is enormous and the field is wide open. Being leads to doing here. So even if this machine isn't for you, let it stretch what you believe a business is even allowed to look like. Business number 8, the micro packager. Next up is the vertical form fill seal machine, what I call the micro packager. So for about $4,500, this machine takes a roll of film, forms it into a tube, fills it with a precise amount of liquid or powder, and heat seals it shut all on its own. It basically brings real industrial contract packaging into your garage. Now, think about every small brand out there selling coffee samples, single-serve protein, soy sauce packets, or supplement powders. They cannot afford a giant factory with massive minimum orders, so they get stuck and stay small. You can become their answer. You charge them a simple fee per unit to package their product, and because brands need this done over and over again every single month, you build a predictable high volume income stream that just keeps repeating like clockwork. One single supplement brand can keep your machine running for weeks, and once you have 5 of those brands, you have a real factory income from a corner of your garage. Nobody is dreaming about a sachet machine, and that is exactly why there is so much room inside of it. Remember this pattern because it shows up on every machine in this video. The boring ones, nobody brags about having, and almost no competition. And that is where the quiet money lives. Number 7, the nut butter mill. This next one is part machine and part show. So commercial fresh nut butter grinder takes cheap peanuts or cashews and turns them into premium made to order nut butter right in front of the customer. The raw nuts don't cost that much, but the second people watch it and smell it being ground fresh, you can sell specialty flavors like honey cinnamon or spicy chili at a massive multiple of what those nuts cost you. The live grinding is the marketing. You don't need to pay for ads. The machine itself is the ad, pulling a crowd everywhere you set it up. You can run it at farmers markets and weekend pop-ups for fast cash flow now. And then you take those exact same flavors and turn them into an online brand that you can ship nationwide later if you want to. The big jarred brands on the grocery shelves can't compete with fresh, and they can't compete with a story, and now you have both. This is how a simple $5 jar of fresh butter quietly grows into a real food company with a real following, all starting from one grinder on a folding table. So don't overthink the fancy version. Get the machine, set up one at a market this weekend, and let the people lining up tell you what to make more of. Number 6, the on-demand branding box. Number 6 is a compact flatbed printer that prints full-color logos directly onto craft paper bags, fabric totes, and shipping boxes. It runs between $4,000 and $6,000. Here's a painful problem that it quietly solves. Every local bakery, boutique, online shop desperately wants their own branded packaging, but the big print factories force them to order 10,000 units at a time, which a small shop simply cannot afford. So you step in with no minimum order at all. A blank bag costs around 5 cents and you sell it printed for 20 to 50 cents each. That tiny little gap multiplied across thousands of bags a month quietly turns into a $2,000 to $4,000 profit. And the best part is you're not really selling bags, you're selling small business owners the ability to finally look professional and proud when they hand their product to a customer. And people will pay for that feeling all day long. Better still, a bakery doesn't order packaging once, they order it again and again forever. So a handful of local shops become steady, repeatable income that you can count on. You become the quiet brand behind all the brands in your town. Number 5, the lot striper. Right in the middle of the list is one of the simplest machines here, a high-precision line striping machine for parking lots. It's a wheeled battery or gas-powered sprayer that lays down crisp, clean parking stalls, fire lanes, and the accessibility markings that businesses are legally required to keep fresh and visible. The equipment starts around $3,000, and a single striping job can pay $300 or more. So you knock out a few contracts a week, and now you're looking at $2,000 to $4,000 a month. Now look around your own city for a second. Every shopping center, church, school, gym, apartment complex has a parking lot that slowly fades and legally has to be repainted on a schedule. The work never dries up. The competition is pretty sleepy and aging out, and you can start this part-time on weekends while you keep your day job to protect your runway until the machine clearly pays for itself. Even better, lines fade on a schedule, so one parking lot you stripe this year becomes a repeat customer next year without you doing anything new. Land 10 of those, and you've built a route of recurring income that practically reorders itself. Number 4, the Smart Swag Station. Now it gets a little fun. This is a small 3D printer setup that fabricates custom keychains and accessories with a programmable NFC chip baked right inside. The same tap to share tech that's already in your smartphones. Someone taps a keychain on a phone and it instantly pulls up a social profile, a digital business card, or a tip link. The setup ranges from $500 on the low end all the way up to $10,000 as you scale it up. The raw plastic in the chip costs under 25 cents per unit, and you sell each one to realtors, content creators, service workers for $5 to $10. That spread is exactly why operators are quietly netting $1,000 to $6,000 a month from a machine sitting in a spare bedroom. You're selling people a tiny piece of the future, something they have never seen before, and most of your competition does not even know this product exists yet. So a realtor can hand one to every client and their home pops up with a tap. A creator sells it to their fans who can tap to follow. A restaurant pulls one up on every table that leads to a tip page or their menu. One machine, a dozen different markets, and you're the only person in town offering it. When you're early to something like this, you do not have to be the best, you just have to be there first. Number 3, the Ice Oasis. Number 3 is a 24/7 ice and water vending kiosk. And it might be the most boring genius idea on this entire list. The machine filters the water, makes the ice, bags it, and dispenses it completely on its own with no staff to manage and nothing that ever spoils. You can place it at a marina, a campground, busy gas station, anywhere where people need ice and there is nobody around to sell it to them. A single bag costs around 20 to 40 cents to produce and sells for $2 to $3.50, which is an 84 to 90% profit margin on something people grab without thinking twice. A high capacity unit runs $15,000 to $25,000 up front, and then it quietly throws off $1,200 to $2,400 in profit every month while you're having dinner with your family at home. Stack 2 or 3 of these at different high traffic spots and you have replaced a full-time salary with something that doesn't need you to clock in. This is what owning a real asset actually feels like. The machine does the work, the location brings the customers, and you collect the money. Nobody posts about an ice machine online, which is exactly why the people who own them are quietly winning. Number 2, the custom case printer. Almost at the top now. This is an automated phone case vending machine that you drop into a mall, an airport, college campus. The customer designs their very own case right on a touchscreen, and the machine prints it for them in minutes with no employee standing there at all. A machine like this runs around $6,500. A blank case plus the ink costs around you $1.35, and that finished custom case sells for $15 to $20. A good high traffic location pulls 30 to 50 sales a day, and I want you to actually do the math because it is staggering for a box that runs itself. Think about it. So almost everyone walking past that machine has a phone. Almost anyone wants it to feel like it's theirs. And almost nobody is offering it to them right where they're standing. People will always pay a premium to make something truly theirs, to feel like they have something that nobody else has. And this machine sells them that exact feeling 24 hours a day while costing you almost nothing to deliver it. You find one busy spot, you set it, and it quietly works the crowds for you all day and all night. And number 1, the automated sugar artist. And my number 1, the one almost nobody is talking about, is the robotic cotton candy kiosk behind a pane of glass. A little robot spins detailed geometric cotton candy designs in about 60 to 90 seconds, and people stop dead and film the entire thing because it's honestly pretty mesmerizing to watch. The entertainment is what sells it. The show is the product. A unit runs between $5,000 to $12,000. Now here's a number that should make you sit up straight or stand up straight like me on the trampoline. It costs about 31 cents in sugar and a paper stick to make one, and it sells for $5 to $10. That's a profit margin of over 93%, and operators are netting $2,500 to $3,500 every month from a single machine that needs no staff and literally creates its own crowd everywhere it goes. And here's the hidden bonus. Every customer who films that little robot spinning their candy is posting free advertising for you to their followers too. So the machine markets itself while it sells. Drop it at a mall, a fair, theme park, busy boardwalk, and the line forms on its own. It is fun, it's automated, it's almost pure profit, and hardly anyone is doing it yet. That right there is a definition of a machine making people rich this year while the rest of the world is looking the other way. The real machine is the decision to start. So there they are, 9 machines quietly building real wealth while everyone else is fighting over the same loud, crowded ideas. Notice the pattern running through all of them. No one needs a big team, a degree, or a ton of permission. You just need to pick one, buy the asset, and let it go to work for you. There's a saying the best time to start was years ago, then the second best time to start is when? Right now, today. So if you see the opportunity sitting there right in front of you, then you have the responsibility to go act on it. If you can, then you must. Now let's learn the 10 businesses you can start with $0 and make money. You do not need money to start a business that makes $10,000 a month.
One, I would say these days you do not have to have money to make money, which is incredibly powerful.
The biggest lie the system feeds you is that wealth requires capital. But today, your time and hustle are the only currency that actually matters.
For those who are older, who have no more passion, they're burnt out, they're exhausted, it is the highest form of currency.
Because it's not about what you know. You don't need to know the secret formulas. You don't need to have secret connections. If you just get your behavior right and your thinking right, you can do well.
And if you keep waiting for a perfect moment or some rich investor to save you, you will stay trapped in the exact same financial struggle for the rest of your life. Let's look at John Paul DeJoy. He was completely broke and living in his car. He only had $700 to his name. He didn't let his empty bank account stop him from building his business.
So my car was my home where I'm going to live. Got a blanket, a pillow in there. And then to eat, I figured out a way to eat off $2.50 a day.
Paul Mitchell was $700. My partner threw in $350. My mom put in some money, not even knowing that's what she was doing. I put a little bit.
He partnered with a friend and they started selling hair care products door to door. They knocked on doors every single day because they had no money for marketing.
I filled my car full of our products and drove right up Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. It was full of salons. And knocked, like encyclopedias, okay, door to door to door, selling my product, right? I had challenges. One, no distributor, no advertising money. So I went out and it took me a week to get 12 salons to buy my product.
And today, John Paul Mitchell Systems makes over $1 billion a year. He proved that you only need hustle to get out of poverty. Now, you're probably thinking that door-to-door sales is dead and you don't have a physical product to sell anyway. Don't let that be your excuse. Today, the internet is your neighborhood and your digital skills are your products. You have access to billions of people right here on your phone for free. So here are 10 specific businesses you can launch today with $0 to start making real money. Number 1, AI operations consultant. Small business owners are terrified of falling behind, but they have absolutely zero time to learn how artificial intelligence actually works. They see the news, but they do not know where to start. And this is where you step in. You can become an AI consultant using just your computer and free tools. Recent data shows that 64% of businesses expect AI to increase their productivity. You do not need a computer science degree to do this. You can use free platforms to write their marketing emails or automate their customer service replies. You test a few prompts, you track the hours it saves them, and you optimize their daily workflow. When you take the stress off an entrepreneur's shoulder and give them their time back using AI, you are providing massive value. So reach out to 10 local business owners today. Tell them you will automate their inbox for free to prove your worth. When you show them how much time you save them, they will happily pay you for a monthly retainer. Number 2, custom AI assistant builder. Every company wants their own version of ChatGPT trained on their specific data, but they have no idea how to build it. You can build custom AI assistants for businesses without writing a single line of code. Harvard Business Review explains that anyone can now build custom AI models using simple text instructions. You simply take a company's training manuals, upload them into a custom GPT builder, and give them a chatbot that can instantly answer any employee question. Don't let the lack of cash be an excuse. You can use your time to learn this free skill and then charge businesses thousands of dollars to implement it. It is a skill, and you can get better at any skill if you put in the reps. Go to 5 local plumbing or HVAC companies. Ask them what their most common customer question is. Build a free chatbot that answers that exact question and send it to them. Number 3, high-ticket remote sales. If you want to make $10,000 a month quickly, you need to sell expensive things. You do not need to invent the expensive thing. You just need to sell it for someone else. High-ticket remote sales means that you take phone calls, Zoom calls for experts who are selling $5,000 plus coaching programs or software. Entrepreneur Magazine notes that remote sales requires zero upfront cost and offers massive earning potential. You don't need to build a website or run ads. The business owner already does the marketing. They just need someone to close the deal. So you get on the phone or Zoom call, you ask the prospects about their problems, and you offer the solution. You get paid a 10% commission on everything that you sell. If you close one $5,000 deal a day, you make $500 a day. You have to endure the learning curve. You'll be terrible at your first 10 sales calls, expect to suck at the beginning, but your 11th call might completely change your financial reality. Number 4, short form video strategist. Every business knows they need to be on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. The problem is that most business owners are stiff, boring, and have no idea how to hook a viewer. You can become a short-form video strategist. HubSpot data shows that short-form video can have a high return on investment. You do not just edit the videos, you tell the business owner exactly what to say. You write the hooks, you can use free AI tools to add captions and fast cuts. I hated my first 350 videos. I could not watch them back because I was so embarrassed, but I kept putting in the reps. You can use your phone to film a local real estate agent and give 3 tips for buying a house. Edit it for free. When that video gets them a new client, they will hire you to do it every single week. Number 5, email list monetization. Most creators and businesses have a list of past customers sitting completely ignored in an email database. That is pure cash waiting to be collected. You can offer to manage and monetize their email list. Campaign Monitor reports that email marketing produces an average return of $36 for every $1 spent. So you go to a business and you say you will write 1 weekly email to their list for free. You tell them you only get paid a percentage of the new sales that come directly from your emails. This becomes a no-brainer for the business owner because there's zero risk for them. You use AI to help you write engaging stories and practical offers, and it costs you $0 to start. Number 6, B2B lead generation. Business to business companies survive on leads. If an agency sells a $10,000 service, they desperately need to talk to qualified buyers. You can build a business simply by finding those buyers and setting up the meetings. G2 reports that lead generation is the top priority for marketers, but over 60% struggle to find high quality leads. You do not need to be an expert in their industry. You just need to be relentless on LinkedIn and email. You find the target audience, you send a highly personalized message, and you book the meeting on the agency's calendar. You charge a flat fee for every qualified meeting that shows up. Your purpose comes from your pain. If you know what it feels like to be broke, use that pain to motivate your hustle. Reach out to 50 marketing agencies today and offer to book their next 3 meetings for free. Number 7, no-code automation architect. Businesses lose thousands of hours every year doing boring, repetitive tasks. They copy data from emails into spreadsheets and then from spreadsheets into billing software. You can eliminate this manual work by becoming a no-code automation architect. Zapier highlights that no-code tools allow anyone to build complex software integrations without knowing how to program. You connect their different apps so they talk to each other automatically. You are giving people their time back. Wealthy people will gladly pay you to get their time back. And you can learn these platforms for free on YouTube. The best teachers in the world are on YouTube right now. So look at a local accounting firm, see what manual data entry they do, build an automation that does it instantly, and show them how it works. Number 8, YouTube click-through rate specialist. If a YouTube video has a bad title and a boring thumbnail, nobody will click on it. It does not matter how good the video is. Creators are desperate for higher click-through rates. You can build a highly profitable business by designing thumbnails and writing titles. YouTube officially states that 90% of the best performing videos have custom thumbnails. You can use free software to design the graphics. You study the psychology of what makes people click. You find a YouTuber with 50,000 plus subscribers who gets terrible views. You redesign their last 3 thumbnails for free and send them over. When their views double, they will hire you to do every video going forward. So stop worrying about looking successful and start doing the unglamorous work that actually pays. And bonus tip for anybody who's really trying to take YouTube split testing seriously, I built a software. It's called Brandlytics.ai. We'll link it up in the description below. That's a tool the big YouTubers are using to be able to identify the videos that are underperforming and run the split test to improve their performance. Number 9, paid community manager. The biggest trend online right now is private paid communities. Creators are launching groups where members pay $99 a month to learn, but these creators do not have the time to actually run the community. Influencer Marketing Hub reports that the creator economy is now worth over $100 billion, driven heavily by direct community monetization. So you can step in as a community manager. You welcome new members, you host weekly video calls, you organize the content. You are the glue that holds the group together. Find a creator that you already follow and love. Message them and offer to moderate their communities for free for 2 weeks. When you increase their member retention, they will happily pay you a percentage of the monthly recurring revenue. And number 10, starting a YouTube channel. You have a computer in your pocket with a camera that connects you to the entire world. Starting a YouTube channel costs you $0. You just press record and you start sharing your story, your skills, your journey. Forbes highlights that building a digital audience is one of the most powerful, low-cost business models available today. The key is your titles and your thumbnails, and you have to hook the viewer instantly. So commit to posting 1 video a week for an entire year. You might feel like you're too shy and nobody will care about what you have to say. I'm an introvert and I struggle deeply with putting myself out there too. But I realized that quality of thought, right, here is more important than quality of production. So your lighting might be bad and your audio might be a little echoey, but if your message helps one person change their life, it's worth it. So stop overthinking the perfect setup. Take out your phone, look into the lens, and teach someone how to solve a problem that you have already solved for yourself. Your audience is waiting for you to step up and lead. So hopefully now your excuses are officially gone. You have the tools, the strategies, and the power to completely rewrite your financial future right now. Do not let another day slip by wishing your life was different while you still are stuck standing still. Take the risk, do the work, and build the life you actually deserve. If you want to build a 6-figure business with no money, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. You don't need to hire a massive team or spend thousands of dollars to build a massive company anymore.
If you're starting a company, there's normally like some core idea or something that you're trying to do. And then there's like all these other things that you need to do to make a company work.